Good night. Good night, everybody. So, I do get a sense that indeed people are kind of like, many people are, in this world are kind of like, shocked by the kind of like discovery. I'm sorry for being cynical about it, of the planet Venus. I must say that up until recently, I wasn't like, even myself, I wasn't 100% that it's actually Venus. Like, I wrote about it years ago, and I said why I think it's Venus, even though I've never been there. And I wrote like all kind of like, my arguments why it's most probably Venus, and all the arguments that I wrote, I still stand beside it. Mostly, above all, the very, very peculiar history of the Venera project, and above all, the issue with the ranger, doesn't make sense. And this is all public knowledge. It's not, no secret. That doesn't make sense. But I spoke about it so much that, it's not like time to reiterate. I should just say that for me, it wasn't even that important that it's Venus. Like, what's most important is that, I understood that there are foreigners in this world, and I understood that they came from another planet, and this must be like through what we call Stargate, or wormhole, or portal, or whatever, because obviously, right from the beginning, it was obvious to me that, this was standard. People, that it was the standard thing, like, to go like through the gate, and I speak about it a lot in this channel. Like, I really, it's not enough to repeat. I just want to say the following. The important thing is not even the fact that it is Venus. Like, truly it's Venus. Now you know that it's Venus because, I don't know. It's very easy actually to prove it. If you have any space technology, like, shouldn't be, different to send a probe or to, just even maybe using telescopes. I don't know. James Webb, of course, is of course, is like, according to, the public knowledge is meant to be to search for life in very, far distant, like, objects. I don't know if you can kind of like recalibrate it, to watch like much like closer, incomparably like closer like object. But if you can, so certainly, surely it's no problem. Like, to see whatever you want. Again, Venus is covered with clouds. This is known since like hundreds of years, but it's not like like a thick atmosphere that that light cannot pass through. They get light. They have like days and nights. And so it's not like that. Most probably from like low orbit. Like most are probably from like, when I say low orbit, like from orbits that are typical for like espionage satellites and Earth. I would guess that you can see a lot in Venus. Like, like through the clouds, even with the optical satellite, and certainly with like SAR, what's called the SAR satellites, that are also very common and can give you, something that's approximately like visually like range, like image, or monochromatic. Anyway, the important thing is not even the fact that it's Venus, but the fact that it exists, and it's another planet, and that you can go. It's not that important because it's obviously, they went us through stargates. This was all very, obvious to me right from the start. But since then, I've discovered many things, and I spoke about it for so many hours. So just listen to the current videos. The important stuff is to know that this is not something new. Like, I don't know the complete history of like, the relationship between Earth and Venus. I do know that there wasn't like, it wasn't a close like relationship. Like, it's not that kind of like, the planets like developed together. No, not at all. There was, some kind of like, relation, or connection in very like distant past, but it's almost not relevant for today. Like, throughout the history of like of the what you call Homo sapiens, there was almost no connection, even though the gates were there. It's more than one. It's actually quite a bit. Like, on Earth, there's more than one, and not only in Israel. As I said, I'm almost certain that there is one in California, and of course there is one in Iran, and at least two, probably many more in Israel, and like I mean, there are others in Europe. It's not that it's not like I mean, it's working. I mean, it's there. I mean, like I mean, no one can close it but myself. Like I mean, of course, it's not that I'm doing it. It's like the neo civilization are doing it, but I mean, they agree to speak. I mean, mostly they agree to speak with me, and I found it extremely unlikely that they will speak with any of you, because you are, I mean, really, I mean, you are monkeys. I mean, that's true. What can I say? You need to, I mean, you are mature enough to understand the reality. Like I mean, it's not that they can speak with you. Of course they can, but just the way they speak with me, it's not like a magic. But why should they? I mean, you are really, I mean, you are disgusting. Now, there was some connection between like the planets, but very, I mean, minor, very minor. Like nothing really happened. Like I mean, throughout the ages. Like I mean, even though people knew about the gates, specifically those in Israel were always the best known, relatively the best known and the most used. Perhaps because it was the cradle of civilization here, so it kind of like I mean crossing ground between Egyptian old kingdoms and the Syrians and Sumer and all sorts like I mean. So I mean it was always like I mean. In itself, it wasn't a very important place, like, and there was never like any kind of like I mean, natural resources in this land, but it was always I mean, kind of like I mean, a place that is in between all sort of like very big civilization. That's why it's kind of like I mean, it passed so many hands. Like I mean, it's kind of like a car that I mean, 20 or 30 or 40 people like owned it. Like I mean, throughout the years, like or you can, I mean, you can find even like more graphical metaphors. Certainly, God would have like used the more graphical metaphor. I mean, it's incredibly common both in the Bible, but both like I mean in like modern divinations for God to refer to countries and or planets as a young woman. Like I mean, so I mean you can draw the lines. Anyway, no, there wasn't like I mean, yes, the gates are here for a long time, but I mean, what actually happened is that there wasn't that much of a connection because like I mean, mostly because in the other side there was never like I mean very throughout like I mean when people throughout the last many thousands of years, I mean, the other side wasn't like I mean there wasn't like a very like I mean. Like there wasn't much like civilization in there. Like I mean, and it's still like that. I mean, they are less developed than, even though of course they. I mean, their nature, of course. I mean, is I mean, is a proof without any doubt that they are post-apocalyptic society. Of course, I mean, of course they are. Right? Sure. I mean, yes, but the nature of the apocalypse is, I mean. It's interesting, and yes, I need to speak about it some more. Surely, I need to do it. Yes, I have some very important information with this regards, and I have details. Yes, but I mean, it happened long ago, and I mean, in the like recent past, and when I say recent, I mean many thousands of years, they were. I mean, they were. Like I don't know what's the correct term. That I mean, barbarians. Like I mean, even though from my perspective, I mean, humans are I mean, their side is also inhabited with barbarians. Like I mean, you're all barbarians, really. I mean, it's not a kind of like I mean, sophistic like philosophical, cynical point of view. It's reality. I mean, you're all cannibalistic, disgusting rapists, and that's the reality. I mean, what can you say? This is reality. Anyway, for sure, they didn't, and they have like I mean, elaborated social structures. The social structure is mainly the family, like with male and several females, and I mean, it probably was like it for Homo sapiens as well, but I mean, you forgot it already, even though it was like that until very recently, and certainly during Paleolithic times. But that's the social structure. So I mean, there wasn't much connection because there wasn't much to do between the planets. I mean, the people of the earth, I mean, always were the stronger side. Like, I mean, when they kind of like, I mean, went there and like, I mean, they didn't, I mean, up until very recent, they didn't understand, I mean, what can be done with these creatures. Like, I mean, it wasn't like, I mean, think of yourself like as a pharaoh, like, you know, of the old kingdom. I mean, so yeah, maybe you went there and I don't know, go for some chilling, you know, because it's very hot in the Middle East. But I mean, it's not going to I mean, they didn't understand, like, I mean, about the robots. I mean, even you don't understand about the robots. I mean, you abuse it for so long. So I mean, but the nanobots, like the what I call the Neros, of course, the Egyptians couldn't understand about it. And I'm almost certain they didn't understand, like, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't think that they understood about like the old, like, the drug abuse. Maybe. If they did, it wasn't like very common, because otherwise you would have like learn about it. Like, I mean, but it's not. Most probably it wasn't common, or maybe not at all. So no, it's not that, I mean, yes, there is like a planet that is now, you know, that's Venus, and I myself, again, I wasn't even sure about it. Like, even though I had many reasons to believe that it's Venus, and I spoke about it a lot and wrote about it years ago, but it wasn't really that important, because you went there, I mean, using portal, so presumably it could be anywhere. But there wasn't a lot of connection, like, I mean, throughout the, I mean, it's not like that you developed like in parallel to them. I mean, you did, but in parallel, like, I mean, not without, like, I mean, too much interference. And all of this was changed dramatically because of Zionism. And I spoke about it a lot in this channel, so please, I mean, get access from Disney Plus and listen to, I mean, to these historical, I mean, videos, because it's here. And what happened during the 1980s is that much of the knowledge was deleted, like, from all over the world. But it's impossible that everyone forgot everything. I mean, surely many people today, surely many people just, I mean, kept it a secret from the rest. So I understand that, yes, I feel that it's, I mean, it's not like, I mean, you know, a charade, like, I mean, what's going on right now. Really, I mean, people like all over the world are kind of like, I mean, amazed by the fact that, I mean, you got some kind of like, I mean, positive evidence, most probably either a probe, I don't know, or maybe just a telescope, maybe James Webb, if you can actually, I mean, it's kind of funny because, I mean, it's used, I mean, it's designed, like, to the best of my knowledge, like, I mean, for, I mean, objects that are so more far away that kind of like, I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, you know, it's like, I mean, like using, you know, I cannot find like any kind of, like, you know, metaphor, like a space telescope that is built, like, you know, on the mountain, like mountainside, like to read the newspaper, like, I mean, if you don't have like good eyesight. But I mean, maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's possible. Anyway, I mean, yes, I understand that people now are really kind of like amazed by that. So, and I sense that this is authentic, and most of all, I sense, for a long time, I understood that the Titans themselves in this world, they don't know, like, reality. And this is because, I mean, but I always thought that it's because humans, I mean, they just lie to them, because it was always like that. I mean, like, I mean, even like, you know, I mean, speaking about a lot in this channel, I mean, throughout like 100 years up until the 1980s, like from the end of the 19th century, I mean, okay, the Israelis cannot tell, like, I mean, the Titans that, I mean that they were created from, I don't know, from clay. I mean, because they remembered, I mean, they had memories of the home world. So they cannot completely lie to them. But it was very customary that, right from the beginning, and I speak about it a lot in this channel, to lie to them about their nature and about their childhood, and many of them, like, were taken from, like, as children, like abandoned children, and some were kidnapped, like, I mean, or some, and many was, I mean, it was very common to tempt, like, young women, because there were no males, and I speak about it a lot in this channel. So, I mean, many, I mean, so it was very, very, obviously it was very common just to lie to these people about their nature for so long. So I understood that, I mean, that's part of the, I mean, still going on, that, I mean, humans still lie to them with all sorts of ways. Even though, and also, I mean, they kind of, like, I understood that they forgot, like, I mean, like, how they went, they arrived here. But what I didn't understand, I mean, up until lately, is that, I mean, that it was kind of like a huge, like, that it's related to the purge. I mean, I speak about a lot about the purge, like, that many people died during the 1980s. in various intelligence agencies. But I myself didn't like, connect the dots. Like I mean, yes, I understood. I mean that there was kind of like a huge death, like I mean, in the 1980s. But what I understood relatively lately is that this is connected to, I mean, to the period of the Titans themselves. That I mean, they lost their memory, and like in a more, I mean, rigorous way that I assumed before. Even though still, I find it hard to believe that, I mean, they were entirely wiped out the memory completely. I mean, but I don't know. I mean, you tell me. But I mean, I would guess that, I mean, the people, they must be remember something, either from the homeworld or more probably from Israel, because they lived in Israel for some time. And yes, the fact that there are so many around the world was because it was common, like, to send spies. The Israelis sent spies, and also they sent them as, like, I mean, as companions for all sorts of like homosexuals in other countries. Because I mean, it was like a good arrangement, like I mean, for all this kind of, and it's still, I mean, this kind of, and and all over the world they reinvented this arrangement, so it's still going on. Like I mean, so it's not new to you, because there are still so many homosexuals and pedophiles in various intelligence agencies, and they, I mean, so they still like took this woman as companion. I mean, just like before, even though probably not without understanding that they repeat things that already happened, but I mean, they did it because of the same logic, of course. So I mean, so that's, I mean, that was the pretext for, I mean, for many of the titles that were sent abroad, and at the same time they were also spies. Now, why did, I mean, so many people around the world, like, and especially within politics and within intelligence services all around the world, accepted this arrangement, even though, like, I mean, you need to be retarded not to understand that this, I mean, poses a security risk and intelligence risk for you. It's one of the open questions. I still don't know. I mean, it's amazing. Like, why didn't they, I mean, like, predict that the Israelis will not, like, relinquish, like, I mean, will not, like, release these robots from their clutches, but actually will, I mean, hold some kind of a control over them, either, by threats or by, I mean, the drug addiction that, I mean, that I speak about a lot in this channel, or, I mean, and also, the Soviet method, hypnosis, all sort of, like, brainwashing, and all of this was done by the Israelis. And I still don't know how. I mean, I don't know everything about this history. And there are many open questions. And one of the questions is, like, what the fuck were these people thinking? Like, I mean, in so many places around the world that they bought these robots, like, from the Israelis. Like, I understand kind of, like, I mean, the temptation, because yes, I mean, it became, like, I mean, very, kind of, like, I mean, it's kind of like a worldwide phenomenon of, like, I mean, of like, populating the intelligence, like, services with homosexuals and pedophiles, and also politics. And all these politicians and kind of top, like, I mean, higher up in the intelligence communities, they wanted, like, all over the world, I mean, they wanted, like, to maintain not, like, I mean, heteronormative, like, appearance, with a woman and, like, a child and a dog, and all of this. And it's like, I mean, and many did it, I mean, just, I mean, by lying to I mean, the standard way to do it was, like, I mean, to live in the closet, like, I mean, to marry, like, a wife, not telling her that they are homosexuals or pedophiles, and after the marriage, rarely having sex with her, and, like, I mean, keep her, like, I mean, frustrated, and, like, I mean, and and they hope that, I mean, she will, like, I mean, that the wife will, like, I mean, accept her condition, like, I mean, because, I mean, presumably, I mean, the man, like, earns a lot of money, or, like, become higher ups in politics or whatever. That was the standard way, but many people thought that, I mean, it's not the best way for all sorts of reasons, and a better way is just to marry marry a slave, like, I mean, that cannot have sex with you, so she wouldn't want to have sex with you, because it's extremely dangerous, like, biologically. And it wasn't that difficult to discover it and to rediscover it, actually. So I mean, it was kind of like a temptation, like, I mean, because you might say that people, I mean, in a very twisted way, was even maybe they were good, like, I mean, in relation to other people, I mean, they were kind of better than the others one that they just married, like, Homo sapiens woman, and, like, left her frustrated, I mean, and sexless throughout, like, all their life. So maybe, I mean, these people that wanted to buy a robot from Israel, you can argue that they were kind of, like, maybe, like, better, like, I mean, from moral perspective, even though they were all the scum of the earth. Anyway, I don't understand how it escaped them, like, all these people before the 1980s, that, I mean, the Israelis will surely, I mean, abuse this, I mean, to their own advantage by, I mean, and they were all people of the intelligence service of the world and politicians. So I mean, they were all like, I mean, you know, it was all risky. I mean, nothing was not risky. So this is an open question. Like I still don't know. To this day, I don't know. But that's a fact. It happened, and you know, quite a bit. That's why there are so many Titans all over the world. That's a fact. It's peculiar, but I mean, this is it. This is history. Now, I should say that, like, I mean, you need to worry. I mean, not only because of the fact that, I mean, you messed up with like a. I mean, because I mean, you messed up with post-apocalyptic like sentient race. You know. So I mean, because I mean, your problem is not like. Your problem is not these creatures, like, you know. Your problem are my species. I mean that's your. If you didn't understand it yet, your problem is not the Velvushans, but my species. We are your problem. And I mean, and I've spoken for so long, so I mean I cannot repeat everything, but I mean, you need to understand the Earth, that humanity has messed up with sentient creatures that they shouldn't, like, I mean, they shouldn't like messed up with them. Like, I mean, you picked very wrong enemy. I mean, it's completely stupid what you've done, because we will not forgive you. I mean, and the way that you treat me right now, that you abuse me and like use me like as a slave, they will not forgive you. The way that you taken my daughters from me, because I mean, in order to, like, I mean, to create pressure on me to be your whore, they will not forgive you for this. And when I say you, I mean people of the earth, not the Israelis, the people of the earth. And you need to be very, I mean, you need to like overcome kind of like your excitement regarding Venus, even though I understand that, I mean, if it's new to you, if you didn't believe it until now, I mean, maybe it's kind of like, I mean, I would say that, I mean, for the Titans and, like, I mean, for the people that have any sympathy towards them, it's probably good news, because, I mean, all the other theories, I mean, are ridiculous. Like, I mean, that you created, I don't know, from like terracotta soldiers, like, like in China, I don't know, I mean, from clay, I don't know, from radioactive goo, or I mean, or of course, I mean, the most ridiculous of all, and like many of you understand it's ridiculous, but I mean, we must mention, I mean, the most ridiculous. let's put it on the table. The invasion, like, I mean, the invasion theory. I mean, that's so stupid. Like, I mean, who would want to invade Earth? I mean, what do you think that you have here that you? I mean, you don't have in other places? I mean, what? I mean. Like, I mean, you think that it's so special? Like, I mean, get over it. I mean, you're not crown of creation. Nothing special about you. Just, I mean, go up. Why should anyone invade this place? Like, it's you. You are the invaders. You are the space invaders. You didn't understand already. You are the people that invade other places and destroy it and wreak havoc on these places. It's so stupid to think that, I mean, it's kind of like a secret invasion to the Earth. By whom exactly? By these Paleolithic people that, like, murder their babies because they cannot afford them food? I mean, let's put it on the table. This is a shitty place. Like, maybe I don't know how deep your telescope go, but okay, so you already understood that there is a lot of water, which I've said it like years ago. But I don't know if those telescope, go far enough to see the abandoned babies that, their mothers abandoned because they cannot offer them food, because there is no food, because it's a trash society. So these people will invade the earth. They were ridiculous during the old kingdom, like the pharaohs of the old kingdom 5,000 years ago, thought about that they are kind of like, people that are not even like, should not even be considered as nothing, like not enemies, no allies, like barbarians that, shouldn't even be mentioned in the records because they are so meaningless. So these people will invade the earth? No, you are the invaders, not them. Anyway, my best advice to you is to hurry up and, get on board with the program, listen to the things that in this channel, understand that nothing about it is new, and people all around the globe knew about it. It's impossible that everyone forgot everything. This is ridiculous. Of course, in Israel, many people knew about it. Now, many people in Israel also, didn't know like about the actually Venus, mostly because they don't care. I mean, the Israeli intelligence is made of like a huge amount of people that are mostly, pedophile and homosexual creeps and goons and also from Titan robots from that are also metalheads and stupid and also it's so much creeps in this place, and many people just don't give a shit. They only care about the drug. They want to eat the drug and that's it. They're just the addicts. Junkies. They don't care at all. But people that actually do care and have any kind of any position in the Israeli intelligence, of course they knew about the fact that it's Venus. They have gates to this place. Not only the one in Dimona that was destroyed, but also another one, in Pikut Tzafon and also others. And we should mention the Iranian gates, and there is the one in Europe, and there is one in the United States. These things are not that, they're actually more common than you imagine. You are in a war, not with the Venusians, but with my species and other species that are far more technologically and socially advanced than the Venusians. And we will not forgive you because what have you done to us. We do not find it nice that you treat our representative in such a way. And this is after 100 years of messengers and there were so many episodes in this kind of never-ending saga. So many things happened, and you just don't learn, and you keep your bad ways, and we that's what you should be on your mind, not how do you I don't know, continue your invasion to Venus in other ways, it's a new thing that should be renewed. Whatever is on your mind, maybe you now think to invade it with starships instead of with the gates. So I don't know what's in your mind, but what should be on your mind is not Venus right now, but the Cherubs, another civilization that is already here with spaceships, huge ones, and they will, they are very angry at you, and you need to, to understand it very, very quickly, and act with accordance to this understanding.